Hello everyone, it's Innocent and Brian. So, some weeks back, we had the chance to go to the village, talk to these farmers, inquire what they really need. So we met these farmers, Mr. and Mrs. Ociti from Ajulu in Gulu district. So some years back, they were among the largest producers of white beans in Gulu district. In fact, they were supplying most of the agro-produce sellers. But as of today, this year they managed to produce only 1 bag of white beans from 1 acre. So as Ecologic, we sat down, we were like, how can we help these farmers out? How can we reverse this number? How can we make sure the 18% of smallholder farmers in Uganda having access to organic inputs is tripled or even quadrupled? So our solution is as this. We source organic inputs from local producers like VermiPro, Glowish Agro Solutions, and then we distribute them to some of the smallholder farmers in their respective villages via a network of farmer agents. We work on the premise that farmers know themselves best. Why don't we empower them to empower each other? So, this is how our model works. These agents are empowered to market to each other in the respective villages. We assume that in every village the needs are different. People in Kapchorwa need different kind of farm inputs. Those in Gulu have different needs as well. They also aggregate the orders from these farmers, and then they convey the message to us as Ecologic. We then go on to send them these inputs. They also provide last mile delivery. They make sure these inputs reach the doors of the farmers and also help them in training them on how to use these inputs. So as we know, some of these organic inputs are very difficult to use for someone who is new in the field of organic farming. So our team comprises of Brian Kiprotich and me, Innocent. So I have a background in industrial engineering. For the last 4 years, I've been doing humanitarian work with UNDP and UN volunteers in remote areas of South Sudan and Somalia. As for Brian here, he's an experienced agricultural extension worker. He has been giving out loans via Post Bank and Centenary Bank for the last 6 years. And he's also currently doing agricultural insurance with Pola. We also have our expert advisors, Rootical, who have been helping us for the last 4 months, and they have changed our lives a lot. Imagine industrial engineers and agricultural extension workers now working so hard to provide farm inputs to some of the smallholder farmers. We also have Dr. Nibikora Ildefons, who has a bachelor's degree in agronomy. He's a deputy dean of Buzeteme University. He has been helping us during this period as well. So as of today, we have piloted 5 farmers. We thought of how are we going to make sure we know what will happen in real life? What if we buy some of these inputs from these local producers like VermiPro, and then we test out how the logistics will work? So we supplied 3 farmers in eastern Uganda and 2 farmers in northern Uganda. We also went on to sign up 50 farmers. As of this morning, one of our latest customers was Joshua Moya here, who bought some of the prototypes we wanted to bring here. So he's intending to be one of our agents as well in Bali. So far we have been using one supplier by the names of VermiPro. They have been very helpful. They have a team of agronomists. They are willing to help us out where needed always. And then there are 7 we are willing to onboard when the business starts running. So we're asking for only $8,000, where the 80% will go into sourcing these organic inputs from these suppliers. And then the 10% will go to farm acquisitions. For now, we'll have to go on the ground. We have to talk to these farmers, acquire their needs, and keep on going back to them. As we supply, we have to make sure we keep on getting feedback. Are their needs changing? What else do they need after us giving them biofertilizers? So, and then we'll use the 10% for onboarding agents, who are the main guys in our model. For our model to work well, we have to make sure these agents are well armed. They know everything about the crops grown in that area, how to use these inputs. So 10% of the money will have to go into that. We believe that with this money given to us, we'll be serving 360 farmers in the first year. That's on occasion that we are doing as little work as recruiting one person per day, talking to one farmer, convincing them that, please, why don't you transition to agroecology? But if you put in more and you do more work, we assume that you can even quadruple this number. And then, with this number of farmers, we assume that if a farmer in a year can spend as little as $100, we'll be making $36,000 in revenue by end of 2024. We're also trying to phase out chemical fertilizers from the market. We assume that by the end of the 2024, if these farmers on board with us, we'll be phasing out about 70 tons of chemicals from the market. Please, we are looking for visionaries, hardworking people who are willing to join hands with us, apart from the money. If you are in this team, you're in this group, and you're willing to work with us to push this agenda forward, let's bring back life to Ugandan soil. Thank you.